Since I've been working with you, I would say from maybe 2 a week, to probably close to 20 a week.
Repeat that one more time. You went from how many leads to how many leads?
2 a week to 20 a week. And
And
that's
you are,
calls in our office, real calls. Name of the company is Roof Angel. We're a commercial and residential roofing company. Currently, we're servicing Henderson, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, really the western, northern part of Kentucky, and south end of Indiana. Yeah. My first and last name is Jake Gibson, and the web address is it's www.roofangel.com.
again, for anybody out there that might have blacked out when they heard that, I think you said you went from 2 calls per week or 2 leads a week to 20 leads a week. Maybe I got that wrong. Could you maybe share again just how much of an increase you've seen in the leads in these first 120 days?
Yeah, the increase. I mean, what would that's like 400%, maybe more. Um, sorry, that'd be 1,000%, I guess, right? 2 to 20. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. The
No, I
increase has been
just
massive, though.
it's why it's wild. I just
Yeah.
it's
People
unbelievable.
people are mad at me. A lot of companies here, it's not just roofing companies, they're mad at me because they're like, what are you doing that we're not doing? There's a lot of talk that just does not make sense to people. And I love it. I want to keep doing it. So yeah, so my big claim to fame, roofers in a lot of industries, they have a bad name. So I want to make sure I want to set that straight, and I want to set a higher expectation. So when we go out to roofs, we a lot of times we do free repairs even. We bring a caulk gun, we bring all the stuff we need on top of that roof, and if it's a simple fix, we're fixing it for free. Not for free because we want a Google review or a video review. Um, but in that case, we're telling them, we're saying, hey, next time a storm comes by, we want to be your roofer, so give us a call. We're not chasing money. We're chasing just doing the right thing.
Folks, on today's show, we're going to interview a wonderful client who it's kind of interesting because I've known of this man for years, and I've had the opportunity to work on a very close level with this man's uncle, I believe. So this man, his uncle, is the pastor of a church called His Church. It's Pastor Brian Gibson. It's called His Church. And I've had the opportunity to work with both pastors Brian and Jesse Gibson for years. And I kept hearing rumors about this family member they have that's got the entrepreneurial spirit and this guy who's going to go on to become super successful. And so we've had the opportunity to now work with the founder of roofangel.com and I believe the nephew of Pastor Brian Gibson. Jake Gibson, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
I'm excited to be here with you, and I want to just celebrate the wins and encourage somebody out there. So first off, your website, your company is roofangels.com. It's roofangel.com, singular, roofangel.com. Tell the listeners out there, what's the name of your company and what markets do you service?
Name of the company is Roof Angel. We're a commercial and residential roofing company. Currently, we're servicing Henderson, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, really the western, northern part of Kentucky, and south end of Indiana. Yeah.
My life has been completely transformed over the last 13 years, and I take every opportunity to thank Clay. It's incredible. It's such a change that it's not just me that I get to experience the change and my wife, but my children and my children's children will impact it, and everybody that I get to talk with now and work with all of my business clients that I get to work with. It's the seed.
Now, laziness doesn't look like what you think it looks like. Lazy people aren't always lying on the couch watching television. Some of the laziest people I know are busy all day long. They're busy being busy, but they're not busy doing the things that matter.
Well, hey, this is Clay Stairs with the Leadership Initiative, and I'm here talking today with a longtime client, come to be friend of mine, Jeff Pell from the beautiful Smoky Mountains of North Carolina, and with his company, Sky House Company. So, Jeff, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you're doing, where you're from, all these beautiful homes you're building there in the mountains.
Yeah, so like Clay said, my name's Jeff Pell. I'm the owner of Sky House. We are a fine home builder located in the northwest corner of North Carolina in the mountains. We focus on architecturally driven custom homes, renovations, and additions. Um, and I have been working with Clay. We are now in May our 8th year, I think.
Yeah,
So yeah, we've been together a long time. We've come a long way. Um, yeah, it's been good.
good
Started
deal.
started
Yeah,
started where we did start to where we are now is it's very different and very exciting.
yeah, Jeff, I still remember some of those very first phone calls when we were just meeting one another and talking about your company and talking about my company and how we can help. I remember we kind of went back and forth a number of times. It wasn't just one phone call of, yeah, let's do some coaching, but it was actually back and forth a number of times and trying to get to the point of making sure that we were a good fit for you. Do you remember some of those early phone calls when you were trying to make a decision? Do I go with a coach? Do I stick with what I've got and keep plowing here? Do you remember some of those thoughts that were going through your head? And then eventually, what was it that made you decide, okay, I'm going to give Clay a shot. I'm going to give this whole coaching thing a shot.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember I probably got a cold call, but I was driving up to a job, I typically don't even answer phone
Yeah,
numbers like that, but answered it. Thought, huh, you caught me on the right day as I'm driving back and forth from 5 different projects with my mobile office in my truck and a one-man band, you know.
yeah.
Um, so definitely was curious. So I needed more information. You guys provided it. We did have a couple different meetings. I met with some of your associates on some of it, and then me and you got connected on a call. Um, laid out kind of you guys had some great initial kind of graphics, program, game plan, steps to success, how to build the company, which was everything that I was sounded great and thought I was doing and on track to do, but then quickly realized like, yeah, I know how to build houses, and
Yeah.
this could help me a lot, understanding building the business, So that's where we linked up, and that's pre. Yeah, I mean, we linked up. I was busy. I was growing, but it was all word of mouth referrals. I didn't have any website, online presence, zero marketing, um, zero organization from an organizational standpoint, I guess, in the company. And yeah, we got right in, rolled up our sleeves, and started down the path.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so if we started things up, kind of the structure of our coaching, let's talk a little bit about what the coaching actually looks like from your point of view as a client of the Leadership Initiative. How often do we get together? How long do those calls last? What are they like? Do we have an agenda? Do we just sit around and say, what do you want to talk about? Or are there actually specific things that we talk about on each phone call? Talk a little bit about that from your perspective as a client of the Leadership Initiative. What do those calls look like?
Yeah, sure. The calls are every week. Um, throughout the year. And I guess initially when we first started, there's kind of a where are we at now assessment of the company and assessing where, what place in the path that we need to hop in at and focus on. So we meet every week, but it could be different themes. We could have different goals. Obviously, we have annual goals, but starting out, it could be building out a website, getting digital media ready, photography, um, putting together sales graphics, marketing graphics, um, SEO, all those different aspects of it. So, and then that kind of stuff becomes more like a maintenance mode. So you're not spending so much heavy time on it, And then we could spend time on the build out of the organizational chart, the identifying and listing out all the roles and responsibilities for every uh, um, position within the company, and then identifying that, yeah, I'm probably wearing 30 out of 32 of those hats in those boxes.
Yeah,
Then
I remember
identifying,
those days. Yeah.
yeah, and then identifying what am I doing that's worker level? What am I doing that's management level? What am I doing that's CEO level? Let's eliminate as soon as we identified the boxes where I'm wearing those hats, let's eliminate. How do we eliminate me out of the worker level? Okay, hire. How do we hire? We got to have a system to hire.
Yeah.
So it's just building blocks. So it's we're constantly working on something. And the I love the great thing about it too is the accountability. Um, that I feel a level of accountability that we're going to show up together and be good stewards of the time that we're putting in and the program that I pay for, and keep the ball rolling on whatever it is that we're working on. But yeah, very structured. We always have to-do lists, agendas, goals to hit, where we have schedules, scheduled times throughout the year that where we're going to get things done or focus on, and that's the name of the game.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. So kind of our linear path, we start out with, like you were saying, we start out with, okay, where are we right now? Where are our bottlenecks in the company and the limiting factors that we have? And then as we start down our path, we start with, okay, where are we wanting to go? What are the goals that we're wanting to hit? And I remember some of those early days when we were first getting together. You had multiple goals. They weren't just money goals, but there were some multiple goals. And we talked a little bit about that F6, those
Yep.
F6 goals. And talk to me a little bit about those as we had some of those early conversations and how those F6 goals have helped us with the coaching kind of stay on pace and stay on our path because we have a goal that we're going for rather than just help me with everything.
Yeah, so F6 goals: faith, friends, family, fitness, financials, and time freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, all big goals, right? So um and they become more important, at least to me too, because when we first started out, it's like, well, I don't need a friends goal right now. I need a finance goal. I'm
Yeah.
building a business. I want to work 100 hours a week. I don't really care about these other things.
I remember that. I
Um,
remember those
yeah,
days. You were saying, man, I'm ready to plow. Yeah.
yeah. And then, well, then you get married after that. Then you have a kid. Then you're building a business, and you're like, yeah, I like this freedom goal. That's how do we get more time freedom and maintain and still hit financial goals and still hit fitness goals, still have time, family, all those things. So it's not just um well, yeah, it's coaching for entrepreneurship lifestyle, not just growing just singularity of a business.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. And like you're saying, those goals change
yes,
as your life changes. And when we first started out, you were the single guy and you had the time and the bandwidth to just work.
yeah,
But since we've been together, you've gotten married, you've got a little kid now, which is fantastic. And so as life changes, those goals tend to change. And
yeah. And it also, on top of that, it makes it more important to follow the path. So you know why do I need to create a lead report sheet or a script or all these other things? I'm doing it every time. Well,
yeah.
you need to hire somebody else in order to get some of that time back or that freedom back. So they all kind of complement other aspects of um, you know the goals
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. So on our path, we start out with kind of focusing on our ideal and likely buyer and beginning to say, okay, how do we get in front of that ideal and likely buyer so that the phone starts ringing? So this is our marketing. our branding and our marketing. So talk a
Yep.
little bit about some of the things that we did early on and now we continue to do on a maintenance basis. But talk a little bit about what was it like putting together the website? We got the one sheet, we got your ads going, and as in your branding and your logo and all that kind of stuff as we were putting all that together for you.
Yeah, the three-legged marketing stool, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, like I said, when I first started out, it was my business started and grew solely from relationships and word of mouth referrals that I was comfortable with um, at the time, and moving through it and understanding. Yeah, but if that dries up, where's our redundancies? Where is it became a goal of getting excited to be able to say no 90% of the time.
yeah,
And in order to do that, you need to be flooded with opportunity. So to me, I just viewed it as let's get targeted on our clientele, but let's bring in some volume of opportunity so that we can feel comfortable and confident in discerning what's a good best fit for us, and being able to offboard other ones with knowing that we got some more coming. There's gonna be an opportunity next month, even if I don't
yeah.
see it. You
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the Google reviews and video
Oh yeah.
testimonials, and also let everybody know where is your website? How does somebody find you online?
Yeah, our website's skyhousecompany.com. It's all spelled out. And there is where you can find Google reviews, and you can find a stacking and growing number of video testimonials, beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful video testimonials. Um, that is probably my favorite aspect of all the getting reviews and
Yeah.
um, what's it called, your online reputation badge, or
Yeah.
what have you. But yeah, just getting reviews is big. um it's proven. People, even, you can do it as self anecdotally. You're looking on Google at a restaurant or this, you're going to look at reviews. And I might have thought, well, I don't need a bunch of reviews because I'm so niche and custom, and
Yeah.
nobody will get it, and I don't need to have that. But you find you definitely need to put that in. It's not that big of a deal to instill that into a system in your company, and then delegate some of those responsibilities. So
Yeah.
the biggest,
Are you
yeah, yeah,
are you
biggest
are
thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just the biggest thing I love is stacking up these video testimonials. For one, it's just awesome to see a client that we've worked with for 2 years, sometimes longer, um, after they've already moved into their house and been in their house months, sometimes even a year, be willing to take the time out of their day to sit down and tell an audience or a video camera how their great experience with us, and
Yeah.
uh, seeing all of the fruit of our hard labor come out of their mouths, and is really enjoyable. But it also, that's me, that's my selfish love of it, but it's also immensely important for the sales funnel for the future.
Yeah.
It's getting, if somebody's looking at investing in a $2.5 million house. um, some video testimonials of some past clients that have had a multi-million dollar house would
Uh-huh.
come in handy, right? So it's been great.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about with that marketing. Uh, did you find that all of a sudden the phone did start ringing, and and not only more work, more potential work, but larger and larger projects over the last 8 years? So it's not just been, man, we're building more and more and more houses, but
Right.
talk a little bit about the type of houses and the price range of houses that have increased over the years with your branding and marketing that we have been working on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been my whole path or my goal too is just to continually be building and looking at and planning to build cooler houses than I've ever done in the past. And we've continually done that. The stuff I've got underway right now is going to be the coolest stuff I can, can't wait to put it on. First of all, I love building complicated stuff, and beautiful stuff, but I can't wait. It's like, wow, this stuff's going to look great on the website and photograph well and great clients. Yeah, it's another part of it too, is just not building an ideal house with a budget and all that, but really being able to be selective and engage with clients that you feel you're going to get along with real well. That's a very important part of it, because we're basically essentially we're partnering up with a homeowner for 2 years, doing business together. We're getting work done and they're writing us a check. So to have leads and opportunities continually coming in again allows us to stay honed in on our ideal client, and really not selling out just to make a paycheck, or
Yeah.
just to get something done. We're still holding true to our goals and vision for the company.
Fantastic. So the marketing pieces that we put into place gets the phone to ring, and then let's talk a little bit about some of the sales flow now. So in the sales process that we've been able to put into place at Sky House, and talk a little bit about those tools that we've done with our phone script and the recording and the tracking of leads and all of that. Let's talk a little bit about that, and what has that been like for you? And how has it helped you as a business owner to have those tools in place?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute since I went down memory lane thinking about what it was like building that stuff out. Because now it's
Yeah,
on autopilot. Everything's set up in a way that the leads come in. We have a lead report sheet. We have a office personnel that have been trained to take those sales calls, to quickly be able to discern whether or not it's a good lead, promising lead, qualifying them. And then after they go through that, then they set up an initial consult. Most of the time it's a Zoom with me, and they put it on my calendar. So there's filters, through the lead system, and then in the meantime too, we've incorporated setting constant follow-up calls with potential leads, or keeping the ball moving, keeping updates and reaching back out to, not everybody's quick moving and fast on a house. Their initial,
uh-huh.
hey, we bought a piece of land, and a lot of these are second, third homes, so they can get busy with life, or a kid could have they could have a kid that gets sick or breaks their leg, or
Yeah,
you name it. So us following up every 2 weeks or whatever, what have you, has been yeah, it's just a no-brainer now, right? So it's helped us continue those relationships, and then constantly making that contact also shows the client that we're organized and communicative right from the initial contact with them. So yeah, all those systems that we built together work autonomously, like as we're
yeah,
speaking now, eight
yeah,
years later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So,
And the
so
ability to track all the data and the numbers. How many leads did we come
right.
in from?
Yeah.
Which which path did they come in? Word of mouth,
Mhm.
drive by, stopping at the office, Google, you know, any other social media or something. It's good to track and see where the leads are coming from, and then how many leads that we're getting are qualified leads, and then out of those leads that are qualified, how many are we signing
Right.
construction agreements with and pre-construct. So yeah, it's really a good data as well.
Yeah. Going to our scoreboard that we
That's
have.
right.
Have you appreciated having that scoreboard that we look at each week to be able to look at those important numbers for your company? Has that been a helpful thing?
Absolutely. Yeah. We look at
Yeah.
it all the time.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, okay, so we put together all these different tools now for your sales process. So we're getting the leads, now we're getting the phone calls, and we're starting the sales process. Now, how would you say, it seems like as I look at the scoreboard over these last 8 years, our revenues have gone up and up and up. And you don't have to give specific numbers on this, but how would you say your revenues in your company and your profits in your company have increased over the last 8 years?
I mean, I think there's a good string of, 4 or 5 years there where we were doubling, tripling the last year's numbers.
Yeah.
And then, several years ago, we got to a point of, okay, we're at a revenue goal that we should just maintain, and let's maintain that revenue goal, meaning the amount of projects we're doing, and let's refine our systems. So let's get better at doing our systems and our efficiency of building, and maintain that. And now we're at this, okay, let's bump it up another 4 million a year, on top of this. Let's go to this revenue. Well, what is that going to take us? Well, we have all this data now, so it's like, okay, that's probably 2 more personnel hires. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Do I just hire somebody? Well, we have a hiring system. What do we have a training system? All these things that allow you to grow when the moment comes. You have the tools in place to be able to grow when the opportunity has shown itself.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So,
And that was my next question. Now that we've got the phones ringing, we're getting leads and we're closing leads through our sales process, and now our revenues are increasing. Next thing we have on our path here is, okay, now we got to hire the right people. We got to make sure we have the right people in place. When you and I first started, it was like
oh
and
yeah, yeah.
and it was Jeff in the truck type of thing. How many employees do you have now? And talk just a little bit about the system that we've put in place to help you consistently find new people and replace people when you need to. Because I know
Yep.
that's been going on too.
Yep, that's the nature of the beast, right? So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the river of life, weekly interviews. There's another system that we built and set up in place. I did it at first, and then once you make I think your first hire is an executive assistant, right? Well-rounded, just diligent doer of tasks that you need done.
Mhm.
And then once you're able to do that, you teach them and you create the system for Indeed, running job ads, re-uploading the job ad, tracking the applicants, that setting up and scheduling the interview. Um, it's been paramount. Again, another system that doesn't grow old or is not trendy. We use it to
Mhm.
this day in the company. Yeah, we're now at 12. We're about to be at 13 or 14, so we're at 12 people in the company now, and it's all management level. Um, that's just management level employees.
Mm.
So yeah, once you get you an executive assistant that can help, you can give them tasks to free up your time to do higher serving tasks. Then you can create systems for a project coordinator. Then you can take the
Yeah.
time to write down the systems for project management. All these other hats that I'm wearing, superintendents, operations managers. Yeah,
No, that's
it's
fantastic. Fantastic.
important.
Well, Jeff, if someone was watching this video right now and they were considering hiring the leadership initiative to do some coaching with them in their company, what would be some of the encouragement that you would have for them based on your experience?
Yeah. Well, I would say don't hesitate to do it, but but you should have the expectations that uh, nobody's going to just build your company and create the systems while you sit back on the other end of the computer. You got to roll up your sleeves and do the homework and track and stay on task, because you guys can move you guys can move as quickly and progress a company as quickly as the person is willing to progress. So I would say too, if you could expedite a lot of time by pushback and being hesitant of particular tasks or systems or ideas that Clay and the Leadership Initiative are wanting to implement. Save you a lot of time and just trust and say, well, I'm gonna give it all, and if it doesn't work, well then it doesn't work. But because it's gonna work. Business is business. Everybody's got their differences in businesses, whether you could be e-commerce, and that's has its different obstacles as it does a custom home builder. But there's nuts and bolts of all business that you got to get handled, and you guys know how to do that.
Fantastic. So, Jeff, once again, how do people find you and take a look at some of the great things, some of the great homes that you're building? How do people go about finding you?
Yeah, if you just go online, our website, skyhousecompany.com.
Fantastic. Jeff, thank you, man. Sure appreciate you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th President of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotson-Pillar will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now, Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint. Right. I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last, pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that, is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here with...
Whoa. There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com, Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody, don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then, you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard. And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You can meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, yeah, phone, wallet, keys.
Whoa. Now that's a good idea.
Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business.
It's tough.
But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because
simple,
I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Hey!
It's an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Now, don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life-changing. It is life-changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life-changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right. Really. So if you're looking to have life-changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
And the greatest thing that will come out of all of it, aside from winning the presidency of the United States, we'll get to that in a second, was an everlasting friendship between Clay and I, because I'm telling you, there's not too many people in the world that have this man's backbone and his tenaciousness and his perseverance. And so, buddy, I love you. And to General Flynn, thank you. You guys are incredible. You guys are incredible warriors. You guys are incredible, incredible warriors. So thank you, my friend.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
We're going to move into action mode here. So for anybody out there, if you say, I would like to go to Mar-a-Lago. Now, Jackson, you know, this just in, they raided Mar-a-Lago. You know about this? This just in. And so some people say, you know, that wasn't cool. I didn't like that. But, you know, so a lot of people out there, we want to kind of stick it to the New York Times. We want Eric to become the #1 best-selling author in America. And we kind of also want to go to Mar-a-Lago and check it out. We've never been there before. So what we're going to do is, for anybody right now, if you go to Amazon right now and you buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. So you go to Amazon right now, you buy a copy of the book, and you just text a screenshot of your proof of purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. So text my number, 918-851-0102. So again, step one, you go here to Amazon.com, you buy a copy of the book, Under Siege, then you just text a screenshot of your purchase, your proof of purchase. You text my number, 918-851-0102. You have a chance to win a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Eric Trump and myself, and there's more.
And by the way, Mar-a-Lago right there, just for your viewers, it's a most exclusive private club in the world. $2 million to get into, just base membership fee. And I promise we're going to make your night absolutely incredible. Clay goes, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it out to all the amazing Reawaken people, all the people who supported us all around the country, all around, you know, at every one of these conferences, who adore your family. You know, we've got to beat the New York Times. The New York Times is going to do everything they can. Even though we're #1 on Amazon right now, we just hit #1 this morning. New York Times is going to do everything they can to keep you from being #1 bestseller. You know that, I know that, you know the games that they're willing to play. But Clay goes, why don't we do a couple of things? First of all, love having dinner with Clay. He's the greatest. You know, second of all, why don't we bring one of the amazing people that I guarantee you I've been in front of at all these events. You know, why don't we bring a couple to dinner at Mar-a-Lago? And I said, absolutely, consider it done. So I said, they have to text you, Clay. They can't text me, because we'll be getting 1,000 of these. But yeah, go buy a book, text Clay, and we'll set up a dinner. I'll make sure you guys have the absolute time of your life.
Now, I'm going to pull this up again one more time here, Jackson, because I think sometimes I'm a poor communicator, and I need to work on communicating more effectively. So you go to Amazon. That's step one, okay?
Yes.
You buy a copy of the book, Pop Quiz. What book?
Under Siege.
You buy a copy of Under Siege, and then you screenshot a picture of that, and you text my phone number. It's 918-851-0102. And folks, that is my cell phone number. So we'll keep that private between you and me and everybody. And then when you text that to me, you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the actual in-person business workshop. That's a business growth workshop, December 4th and 5th, featuring Eric Trump in Anaheim, California. And you have a chance to win dinner with Eric Trump and myself at Mar-a-Lago. Now, someone says, when does this contest end? Now, Eric, your birthday was hijacked. Okay, so your birthday was hijacked. January 6th is this man's birthday. He now has to switch his birthday because no one wants to talk about his birthday on January 6th anymore. So we're going to run this promotion until November 5th. That's my birthday. So we're gonna,
No. So we're going to run it until October 14th.
October 14th.
Has to be pre-sale.
This just in. It has to be between October 14th. That's why we're clarifying. So between now and October October 14th. Now, folks, let me just clarify this real quick here. So make sure I'm leaving you with some good clarity here. One, you buy a copy of Under Siege on Amazon. That's the step one.
Yep.
Step two, you text a screenshot of that purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. Three, you have to do that before October 14th. Before October 14th, this just in. It has to be before October 14th. And you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming business workshop. You have a chance to have dinner with Eric Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And I want to tell you some benefits of buying the book. One, I've read the book. It's incredible. If you're a father out there and you want to learn about mentoring your kids, it's a great book. If you want to learn about American history, it's a great book. If you want to make America great again, it is a great book. It's a book you got to have.
Now here is just a quick editor's note. You do not have to buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, to be entered into the drawing. Whoa. Just text the number. All you have to do is just text the number, 918-851-0102, and you will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hang out with Eric Trump and Clay Clark at Mar-a-Lago, and to win a backstage pass at the upcoming ThriveTimeShow.com 2-day interactive business workshop. Again, you do not have to buy a copy of the book to be entered into the drawing, but it would be great if you'd buy a copy of the book because that would make sense. However, that is all, and now back to the interview.
Also, Eric, a final question here for you. You are donating a portion of the proceeds to support Charlie Kirk in his continued mission there. Could you tell us about that briefly there, and then we'll let you get back to what you're doing today, sir?
Yeah, well, I was on with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson was a great friend of Charlie Kirk's, as you know, and you know Benny, and Benny's a very good friend of mine. And, you know, Kash Patel is a very good friend of mine and was a very good friend of Charlie's. I mean, you watch everybody that's up on that stage every single day as they got to the bottom of exactly what happened, and they brought justice to what happened, or trying to bring justice to what happened. And it's kind of unthinkable. But you know St. Jude, and I talk a lot about St. Jude in this book because that's been, you know, fighting pediatric cancer has always been a cornerstone of my life. But Charlie truly was the epitome of being under siege, not only in the movement that he helped create, but obviously in how his life was savagely taken. My book came out 2.5 days before Charlie's assassination. You better believe he would have been the final chapter of this book as just another illustration of what these people will do at any cost to try and win, because it's who they are. It's the not so tolerant left. And we can never let, our voices be extinguished, Clay. You stood on that stage as well as anybody I've ever seen stand on a stage. You did our Reawaken events all across the country, which you funded out of your back pocket because you believed in America. You believed in a greater country. And you were on that stage every single day. I was on that stage with you every single day. And I was on the Turning Point stage with Charlie all the time. And I was on stages across the country and 3 campaigns. I've stood on thousands of them. And honestly, they don't want us to stand on that stage. That's why they're sending bullets from rooftops. They don't want us to go out there with a bullhorn and have loud, independent thought. When they see these beautiful arenas full of kids and they're cheering, they're celebrating, they're holding American flags, they don't want that. And so they want to silence us. They want to silence our voice. That's why they killed Charlie. That's why they tried to kill my father. That's why they sent 112 subpoenas to me. That's why they wanted me in jail and my father in jail and Don in jail. That's why they made up the hoaxes. They wanted to see us destroyed and gone with no voice, with no money, with no company, with no political aspirations, gone. And we can't allow that to happen. And so we need to make sure that Turning Point continues. We need to make sure incredible patriots like you continue to spread, sensible speech, pro-American values, pro-religious, pro-constitutional values. And that's why I want to donate the funds to Turning Point. I want to donate, a portion of the funds to Turning Point, because we can't allow anarchy to win, and we can't allow voices to be deleted, and we need to keep Charlie's legacy going.
Eric Trump, thank you so much for joining us. Pastor Jackson, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Eric, have a great day. We really do appreciate you. Everybody go out there and buy that book, Under Siege. It's not too early to buy your Christmas gifts. And if you have a Democrat in your family, buy them a copy as well. Eric Trump, take care.
Thanks, guys. See you later.